Good morning and welcome back to horseracingtoday.net, or Horse Racing Radar TV. And just Terry and I in a small part of the corner there is because the folks at StreamYard are messing around with the layouts, and I'm not quite sure how to figure all of that out. Had time today. I'm retired. Yes, I thought you said you were going to become a ladies' man, Private Ross. There you go. You're not quite sure what's going on there. Gulfstream Race 1. They're all Private Ross's picks for today. Jonathan, how are you? A little on that 6 and the 3rd. If he stays that high, you got to keep that in mind. Put him in a try-key box or something. Nice early pick 4 yesterday. Thank you. But there was a nose, but I hit the one horse. Yeah, he did get there at the very edge of the race there. I was elated about that. So it'll be the 3rd day in a row. We try to get a nice pick 4 today. Terry's best bet is in the 7th race, number 5. She's Fire. Good morning, Don Johnson. And Tafum, hi, how are you? Is everybody stopping in to say hello? If you haven't yet, in the comment section, say hello. Give us your thoughts on any races anywhere in the world. Sports, hey, the NCAA tournament's coming up. I went through my numbers, and it seems to me that Duke and Auburn are the best 2 teams by a long shot. A lot of that Duke's fortunes probably rest on Cooper Flagg's ankle. But, hey, that's the way it looks to me when I went through all the math. When we go through the math, Terry, one thing is always a certainty. Free is the best thing you can get money-wise, and Free's picks today are at LA Downs. Guaranteed tip sheet. There is a link in the description on YouTube. Use that so they know where you're coming from. There's also a link in the description on YouTube for all of our show data that we will be talking about during the course of today's activities, which will – I didn't put any of that up on the screen. There you go. Free picks, guaranteed tip sheet. All right. There is the data sheet right there, what we're going to be talking about. But before we talk all about that, we got to talk about the races they pertain to, as I am struggling with English to get started. You with me, Terry?
Yeah, I'm ready. I was reading what Tafon was saying. I'm sorry. Today it's a 1 mile race in the first race, claiming race, 12,500, purse 27,000, and it's for 4-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and they'll be making 1 turn in the 1 mile at the Gulfstream Park track. The profile of a winner in a 1-turn mile does favor horses with early speed. A touch more than 1 out of 4 go wire to wire. The Rail Major King gets a pretty good bonus. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, a penalty. 8 and out is the best place to be. Terry, we do a whole lot of things. The first thing we talk about here is 1,000 simulations to see who has the best chance to get on the lead and who has that honor today.
It appears to me that 6 horse does. So if it gets out of the gate cleanly, should get that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to 10 to 1. 3 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 5 to 1. And the 7 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 4 to 1. All of these horses in the past have equaled or exceeded the speed number of 84 for par. And then all of them have a chance, except for that 2, to either exceed or equal the par plus number today. All but the 2 has C-zone numbers down there. And also the 5 is the best jockey. The 7 is the best trainer, according to the data. But I believe the 4 is the best trainer-jockey combination.
Yeah, so we can just run through some definitions, thankfully, because they're slow down in South Florida. As Terry mentioned, we look to see if a horse has hit a par score for this race. Are they able to win here? The answer is yes. We do 1,000 simulations where we project out the par speed figure. And although the 2 has done it before, probability is pretty low he'll do it again. Here we see horses that improve their pace in the race from the beginning to the middle to the end. Here we also see early speed in terms of better fractions. Red dropping in class, green moving up in class, white staying together. Here's how many lengths they're moving up or down. Over here we have race shape. Nobody that wants to be a pilot, none that have the ability to pilot or co-pilot. You have a co-pilot type with the 1. PC, they have a lot of versatility and a lot of closers. This race shape usually favors horses that can get forward, so early speed could have an additional benefit today. As for C-zone, what we do here is based upon our early pace projection. We look to see how closely today's race will mirror, match, or put these horses in their comfort zone. So in 475 of our 1,000 simulations. Bringer of Rain saw today's pace match its best performances, and that could be a big plus for a lone PC type. Here, Terry, we see a horse with the biggest in-race advantage is the 4. It does have more than a 1 length advantage. 5 points equals 1 length. In late speed, and usually our top 4 total paces produces a little more than 7 out of 10 winners. Speaking of winners, Terry, who's your winner in the opening race today?
Well, I like the number 4 horse, Self-Taught. He has won 2 out of the last 4 starts, finishing third versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 5 Royal Act is my second choice. Ran second his last race. He has a high speed figure at today's distance, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and that jockey's Paco Lopez, and he has
we got to say it right, Terry. Paco
Lopez. He has a good 4 furlong workout on March 13th. Bringer of Rain is the 3, is my third choice. Has won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick now, has a highest last speed rating. And then I like 7 as my long shot Speed Control. He won his last race at Gulfstream Park, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
As for myself, I'm going to start with the 4-2. I think we got a boom or bust race coming. So it's 2-1 right now. Seems to be maybe fairish odds, but I'd be a little bit worried. Or I would be a little bit ecstatic because horses usually either they boom or bust in their second race after more than a year on the sidelines. Speed Control, much better fractions in its last race, and it's been at Gulfstream Park 9 times, beating the board in 7 of them. Appears to be a horse for the South Florida course. Bringer of Rain, that 3 horse next up on my agenda, is the proper distance, 1 length from winning 3 of 3. All at Gulfstream Park, all on the 1-turn mile. And then I have Looney Sema, the 6 horse. Good chance to be the pace setter. All of the race internals were better from start to finish in its most recent effort. And they're off and they're running in the opener at Gulfstream Park. I wish I could tell you what they're doing, but they have that front view and you have no idea what the bleep they're doing. But it looks to me like right now the 1 horse has got to the lead, Major King, and then the 3 and the 7 are to its outside. Not too far back are all the rest of the horses. The 5 getting a ground-saving trip on the rail to his outside is the 2, Uranium, and then the 4, which is Self-Taught. And then again, we go to that just wonderful angle to the front where you have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on. All right, the 1 horse, Major King, continues to set the tone, but that 3 horse right now has decided to engage the 1 as they move through the turn to 7, also trying to come up on top there. The 6 horse making a charge as well. Nobody really asked their horse to go yet, so I think a lot of horses are going to have some race left in them, although it does look like this jockey on the 7 has asked his horse to go already. The 6 is moving pretty well, but he's going to have to go way to the outside. That favorite, looks like I mentioned, the boom or bust race is coming. It looks more like the bust than the boom, although he's trying. The 7 horse has now engaged the 3 and has found his way to the front, although the 3 continues to fight on. The 6 horse, Looney Sema, also in the mix, but I think it's going to be the 3, Bringer of Rain, then the 7, then the 6. So 3, 7, 6. The bust came on the Self-Taught. Always a concern for me, horses, when they've been off for more than a year. You just don't know how they're going to respond in that second race after a layoff. And sometimes they might be just a touch sore. I think I would circle that 4 horse Self-Taught next time and expecting a bounce back race next time around the track. I was thinking about doing a trifecta box in that race too, but I didn't feel like I was going to catch good enough odds. Race number 2 is the first of the 2 pick 4s on this 9-race card, Terry. And this one is going to move over to the turf.
It is, and it's at a mile. It's a maiden claiming $35,000 claiming price. Purse $37,000 for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Yeah, and a mile on the grass is 1 complete rotation around the Gulfstream Park track. So you see they're going to make that turn pretty quick left there. And in order to win, really, most of the time, stalkers do good. So middle forward, still a whole lot, 27%. gate to wire types to the winner's circle. There's a rail bonus for hippie hippie shake. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and out are also fair. So really no big post positional advantages in here, Terry. Being forward is a good place, a good strategy. Who has the best chance to be forward here?
Well, actually, the outside horse does that 10 horse. It's next to the outside horse, the 11. And it's got a good chance to get that quarter pole first, I think. And then the overlays, the 1 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 10 to 1. The 2 has an overlay from 16 to 1 to 20 to 1. The 4's overlay is 18 to 1 to a nice 30 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 12 to 1. And the 11's overlay is 4 to 1 to 10 to 1. And then only the 10 has equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race. And only the 5 has been within 5 points is a maybe. They all show that they have a chance to equal or exceed that par speed rate number for today's race. And all of them have comfort zone numbers, although the 2 is really short, and also the 11. The 11 has the best jockey. The 2 has the best trainer, but I really believe the 8 has the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, and today we look at this race shape, one of those L's again. 5 is your lone speed. Everybody loves lone speed. 50% chance he'll like the pace. Heck, when we see lone speed horses with a good C zone, they grow in confidence. The 1 and 10, they want to close. The 2, 4, 8, and 11 so far not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. It couldn't really favor that 5, but it does look like the 10 has a pretty good shot to get to the front, as we see up here. That makes the 10 what we call a left arrow horse. They're exceptionally dangerous at times. 10 also dropping a length in class, being the lone horse to hit par. Although, if we look here, the 11 horse today is making his second start, and with typical second race improvement, could get over that par barrier. As far as some other data that we're looking at here, look, that 10 horse, top last race speed figure, 8 points better than everybody else. Not only does the 10 have a great shot to get to the lead, will be a part of that early speed, also an 8-point late pace advantage, almost a 2 and a head length total pace advantage. If we take a look at our speed chart down here too on that 10 horse, this is its best race, its worst race relative to the other horses in the field. And if you look at its average race so far, his average race has been better than the top race for anything else, although the 2 and the 11 going to give it a go for the second time today. Terry, this race could go a lot of different ways, but the 10 looks like the one to beat. Who gets the job done in your view?
Well, I started with the 11 Starship Serenity. She finished third in her only start. Her dam has 1 winner from 2 starters, no turf winners, though. And she has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I go for the 10, No More Cookies. She has the highest last speed rating, drops in class today, has a trainer wins 22% of the races when using second time Lasix, and her best turf speed is fast among the starters. Number 8, Beaches and Pearls, third pick, switches to high percentage winning trainer. She has the highest last speed rating, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 5, Lady River Lily, was my long shot, ran second to her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play a pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. And I think this race is really kind of wide open. So I'm going to use the 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, and 11 with the 2, 7, with the 1, 5, with the 2, 3, 7, and 8, $48 ticket.
I think the 10 horse with that 8-point total race speed figure advantage got the top total pace of 11. Only horse to hit par so far. I mean, that one has to be at the top of the ticket. If not, Starship Serenity, Irad gets on that horse today, does have second race par ability, and if it ran above par, it in the 10 would be the only horses to accomplish that feat. The 8 horse for me, Beaches and Pearls, has a lot of upside in just the third start. Should be really fit today, perhaps the most fit it's ever been, having a lot of workouts getting ready for today's race. I'm going to go with Hippie Shake. It was a tough call for me over the 5, but the rail gets a bonus, and it's been a really consistent performer. Everybody's going to have to be at their best to beat it. My pick 4, kind of skinny today because I am worried that it could go very chalky and pay like $8. I'm going to go 1, 8, 10, 11. I'm going to single the 7 in the next race. 1, 2, 3, and 5 in the leg after that. Don't know why I didn't put them in order, but I didn't. And then the 2, 3, and 7. What is that? 16 times 3, 48. So it's a $24 ticket.
Yeah.
A little bit on the hot dog-ish side. Hot dog being low budget, not hot dog being show off. Race 3, Terry. Hopefully we can show off some great handicapping. Handicapping. So I'm struggling with the English language today, folks.
Yeah, me too.
Handicapping. Let's try to speak Inglese, Ricardo. All right,
Yep.
race 3.
We're going to go back to the all-weather track at 1 1/16. It's a claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. Purse $26,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Yeah, so the first 3 days, we've been really focusing on speed horses in the profile of a winner. But in race number 3, all of that changes because stalkers and closers are really the best way to get to the winner's circle. Still a healthy number, go wire to wire at 17%. So at least a little bit under 1 out of 5, probably closer to 1 out of 6. Post positions 1, 2, and 3, a small discount. 4 through 7, they play fair. 8 and out is the best. So really, it looks like the farther you are from the rail, the better off you are. Speed, or at least early speed, getting in good position might matter, but being a pace setter, that might not matter, Terry, but it does look like one that they'll all have to pass at the end.
That's right. That 7 shows lots of speed according to the data. Clean break and a good decision by the jockey should get to that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 2 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 2 to 1. And the 6 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to a nice 20 to 1. All of them but the 6 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And all of them have a chance to do the same again today in today's race. They all have all but the 2 have C zone numbers. I'm having a problem with English language too. And the 2 has the best jockey. The 3 has the best trainer according to the data. But I actually think the 7 is the best jockey trainer combination.
A lot of good jockey trainer combinations here. A lot of improvement too. You see almost every horse except for the 7 showed some improved early pace, although the 7 showed better late pace. The 1 horse showing better fractions at the beginning and the first half mile and the first quarter mile. So a lot of improvement there. Everybody pretty much staying at the same level. The 6 horse moving a little bit up in class, but not much. No pure front runner in here, Terry. So you do have a triangle like this, but a ton of versatility with the 5, 6, and 7. They can pilot, they can co-pilot, they can go wherever they want. The 1 horse being the lone closer. So if these 5 horses go too fast, that 1 with that 1 length late speed advantage would really find that to be to its favor. But it sure does look like the biggest in-race advantage goes to the 7. High probability is going to be on the lead. The pace says 2 points quicker than everybody else, 2 lengths, close to 2 lengths quicker than everybody else. And the top total pace here of 2 lengths better than everybody else. So if the 7 can get off to some easy fractions, Terry might be able to steal this one up on the lead. What do you think the prospects of that are?
Well, I like actually the 2 over the 7 as my first pick. It's finished in the money in 6 out of the last 8 starts, winning 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 7 split strike. He won his last race at Gulfstream Parks, which is the high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a good 3 furlong workout on March 14th. And then the 5 is my third choice, finished third versus similar in his last races. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. He has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout, 4 furlongs on March 13th. Sunshine Frolic, the 3 is my long shot. He finished third versus similar in his last race. His best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, the 7 split strike. I'm going to go with all of that early speed advantage and that top total pace advantage. It's got a pretty aggressive edge on both of those. So it just needs to run some reasonable numbers at the get-go, and maybe he adds to the wire-to-wire. So I'm going against the bias. Number 2, Oconee Life. I guess. I have no idea how they – Oconee Life. That's probably Oconee Life. Did show some better early pace in his last, and definitely – a fan of the 1 mile 16th distance as he's hit the board in 5 out of 6, so you know he'll factor. Whitingfield, the 5-horse, the next call. Better fractions in its last. Third up, and the last time the horse went 3 races in a 3-race cycle, number 3 was the best of the trio. And then finally, number 6, Get Ready to Rock. That is my long shot. And here, I'm going to take a price. The horse has won 2 out of 3 when it's been on the Gulfstream Park all-weather track and distance. It's tried 10 other distances, 10 other services, and guess what? Nothing to show for it. So it is a horse for the 1 mile and 16th all-weather course at Gulfstream Park. I'm going to do a $5 cheap double here, 7 with the 5. See if maybe the 7 can hit at a decent price on the lead, and then maybe the 5 can do the same in race number 4. They call that foreshadowing in the entertainment business. That's what we are, Terry. Now we're in the entertainment business.
That's right.
What's going on in race 4? Let's entertain him with the details.
All right. Well, another one on the all-weather track. It's 1 mile and 70 yards, a maiden claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. Purse is $25,000, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yeah. So at $170, the numbers look a lot the same as 1 mile and a 16th. Stalkers and closers, 17% go wire to wire. So those numbers are all the same. Where it gets a little bit different here, you get a rail discount. 2 and 3 actually get a bonus. So that rail on that first turn, if it doesn't have some speed, going to get cut off and have a really kind of block trip around the track. 4 through 7 are fair on the outside. That's a bonus as well. So give me some horses on the outside, Terry. Maybe some tactical speed, but really more in a position to close at the end. Who's got that speed?
Well, it's the inside horses, the 1 and the 2, and I think they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. We'll just have to wait and see. The 3 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 9 to 2. The 5 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 2 to 1. The 1, 3, and 5 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And then all but the 7, according to the data, could do this either equal or exceed the par speed number. The 3, 5, and 7 have good comfort zone numbers. And then the 1 is the best jockey. The 2 is the best trainer, but I believe the 2 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Only one class dropper free charging here today. One class riser in Shabujui. I don't know. Everybody else running at the same level as before. Race shape here, well, again, kind of an L. Really, nobody wants to get to the front. You have a co-pilot in the 1, closers in the 3, 5, and 6, 2 and 7 not within 5 lengths of the leader. Again, get forward. You have a good chance to be, probably stay there in this level race. That would be the 1 and the 2. As far as any other in-race advantages go, it looks like the 5-horse, Terry, has the biggest in-race advantage. 12.6 lengths. 12.6 points on this on our measurement. That means it's about a 2.5 length late speed edge over everybody else. So that 5 is remotely close as they come for home. They won't be able to hold that one off, although the 1 horse does have a top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. Andrew Beyer says that's a bet, folks. 5, 3, 1, and 2 are the best bets from a total pace standpoint. 12-5 maiden claiming, Terry. I would like to press the all button. Which button did you press first?
Well, I have the 1, Matherine. She ran second versus him in her last race, can improve at the shorter distance, has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 5 is my second choice. She finished in the money in 3 of her last 4 starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey as well. The 3 is my third choice, likes the distance, and her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. And then the 2 is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, and no additional bets for me in this race.
I'm going to try to beat the 1 horse at 7-5 with that major late speed advantage. And the resume says today will be better than its previous start in round 2 off the sidelines. Then that top last race speed figure horse, Matherine, 7 points better than everybody else. I read on that horse today, but I didn't want to put it at the top of my ticket. And a maiden claiming 12-5 at a 7-5 morning line, and with the rail getting a little bit of a discount. Reina Mar, the 3 horse, just like you, third pick, Terry. First up after a little bit of a rest, and the last time that horse returned to work after some R&R in the barn, ran its best race, and it's not even close how much better that race was than the rest. And then Sour de la Rue has the most potential upside in the race, making just its second career start. No additional bets for me either. It's a 9-race card today, Terry. 5th race is the Keystone race right in the middle. Before we advance to the second part of today's card at Gulfstream Park, tomorrow, Tom and I, probably around 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central Time, get together for Sunday racing at the Curragh for Foreign Fridays. You don't want to miss Foreign Friday or when Terry and I return next week for Parks on Monday and Tuesday, Gulfstream Park on Wednesday and Thursday for Florida Derby week, where we will have a wagering guide. To make sure you don't miss any of that, Terry, what's the best thing you can do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the little bell there below, and that'll tell you all about our programs coming up and notify you. And then copy that link at the bottom, share it with everybody you know so that they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us out a lot. And keep these comments and picks coming during the show. We love to see them, and they're great for our algorithms.
Yeah, help boost our scores when people search for other horse racing content online. So great way to help the show. Simply subscribe. Our goal is to get to 10,000 on X and 10,000 on YouTube. Hopefully by the end of 2025, and we can only do that with your help. And hopefully, considering the pick fours that have come across the board this week, picking up the mouse and hitting subscribe is not that big of a price to pay. Because if you ain't watching, you ain't winning, Terry. Let's see if we can win in race number 5. What are they running for here?
Okay, they're going to go back to the turf on a mile and 16th, claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $37,000, and it's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, so for a mile and a 16th on the grass to get home first, you're looking for, again, closers and stalkers. Again, still 17%. Just kind of weird how there's a lot of similarities based on these distances, whether it's on the all-weather and on the turf. But, hey, it's the way it works out. The rail in this case, Dixie Preach with Paco Lopez, does get a rail bonus. It's actually the best post position. 2 and 3 get discounted. 4 through 7, a small bonus. 8 and out, a small discount. So, really, the only horse with the in-race advantage post position-wise is Dixie Preach with Paco Lopez. Terry, does Paco Lopez on that one horse have any other advantages?
Well, maybe, but that 5 shows the most speed in here, as you can see. So the 5 should get to that quarter pole first. The 2 has an overlay from 7-2 to 20-1. The 4 has an overlay from 8-1 to 20-1. And the 8 has a small overlay of 5-2 to 3-1. The 2, 4, 7, and 8 in the past have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And all but the 3 has data that shows that they could equal or exceed the par speed number in this race. And all of the horses have comfort zoned, especially that 8 horse, the outside horse. The 3 has the best jockey, according to the data, the 5 the best trainer, but I believe the 3 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, well, Paco would have some edges if he was in the race, but he scratched. All right, so race view here, most of the horses middle back. I know it favors stalkers and closers, but the 4 and 8 could have an edge, particularly if they can run some comfortable fractions early on. Looking at our speed chart over here, Terry, look at this race. Bang, 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 bang. All the average races are almost in a straight line. This should be a very competitive spot. Maybe the only horse dropping in class in here, the 5 horse, Nano Man, maybe that's an edge that horse might be able to run to the winner's circle. From our comfort zone, it does look like Playground Legend is the one that's most likely to get a favorable trip in here. The other in-race advantage, the 2 horse, Villano, you got to be careful saying that one, has a pretty good late speed advantage, 2 lengths better than everybody else. Top total pace, usually where the winner's found, but if you look again at these numbers, Terry, you see that there's really not a big gap from the first one in our list to the last one on our list, only 9 points. So only 2 lengths separating the top from the bottom there. Get bumped, get wide, a lot of different ways that you can get messed up. So you need a good clean trip, Terry. Who's going to get the best trip in your expectation?
Well, I like that 7 horse, Kosher Capone. He ran second versus similar in his last race. His best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 3 West Side Tide, second choice, won his last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer who's Joseph Safi Jr., and he has high percentage winning jockey Irad Ortiz Jr. And then 8 Playground Legends, my third choice, ran third versus similar. His last race has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 6, Joint Resolution, ran second versus similar. His last race. He can handle the distance. No additional bets for me.
Maybe it's the first day of spring, Terry, messing us up. We're
Could
both
be.
struggling with the language today. I don't know. First day of spring in Chicago. Let's see. Last night, thunderstorms, wind, raining like a typhoon. This morning, we wake up to like 3 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, I saw there was also maybe tornadoes close to you there.
Yeah, just a wild day. We were looking outside. I mean, it was literally yellow outside yesterday. It was kind of crazy looking out there. But hey, so thunderstorms, tornadoes, and then snow. Snow-nados. Yeah, I don't know. What do you make of that? It's Chicago. All right. So for me, I'm going to start with the 3-horse West Side Tide. A little bit of a rhyme right there. West Side Tide, consistent. As you mentioned, they got Safi Joseph Jr. I was going to call him Sophie, but why not? You know, you can't have a first name being a last name and a last name being a first name. What is wrong with you people? Where's he from? The Bahamas, Bermuda, something like that. But even when he teams up at Irad, they're 2 of the best down there at Gulfstream Park. They have almost a positive ROI. I think it's a negative a penny, which is almost outstanding considering they win at 31%. Kosher Capone, that one, the 7-horse, much faster in his last. And that was his first time that he was on grass where he really popped. So maybe a budding horse for the grass course. Then I'm going to go with that Long Shot 2. Does have that big late speed advantage, which is borderline stakes level stuff. More than 2 lengths better than everybody else. But what kind of shocked me is you look into workouts, put a bullet workout in. So maybe today that guy going to hustle out of the gates a little bit and then use those late legs to come home at a fat price. And then Playground Legend, the 8-horse, probably the most consistent horse in the race. We saw that play out with all the data in our simulations. 7 out of 10 times this horse has made it in the money in the grass. And with that 20-1 shot in my picks, I figure I'll do a $1 trifecta box, 2, 3, 7, 8. And if I get lucky, who knows what that might pay out. Race 6 is the second of our pick 4s, Terry. And we have some race conditions to discuss here. If I can just click the right button. There it is.
All right. Well, we're 5 furlongs on the all-weather, and it's a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $37,000 purse. For fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races or which have not won a race since September 20th, 2024.
Yeah, 5 furlongs, as you might anticipate, does favor horses that can get to the front. As a matter of fact, 36% of the ones that get the lead at the first call will also have the lead when they cross the finish line. Outside is better than inside, so Buffalo Girls round the outside in race number 6 with speed, but unfortunately, it's a Buffalo Girl on the inside that has all the juice when the gates open.
It is that, as you can see there, the 2, and it has, according to the data, double the speed that anybody else has there. The 1 has an overlay from 5-2 to 4-1. The 2 has an overlay from 9-2 to 8-1, and the 7 has an overlay from 8-1 to 10-1. And then all but the 10 have equaled or exceeded today's par speed number. And all of them have a really good chance to do that again today. All but the 6 has C-zone numbers, especially that 3. And then the 3 has the best jockey according to the data. The 8 has the best trainer. And I believe the 8 is the best jockey-trainer combination for this race.
Yeah. Pretty tight numbers all the way around here. Once again, we see everybody with an opportunity to win this race. Even the 8, only 1 point off. A lot of improvement fraction-wise last time out. Some speckled improvement in terms of pace. Everybody, for the most part, dropping in class here with the 4-horse Happy Bayab taking the biggest drop, 1 length, though a lot of other horses taking 3/4 of a length drop. So a lot of ways this race can go. As far as our trip handicapping is concerned, a little more than half of the field wants to be forward, although these 3 horses have some flexibility. I would still favor horses that come off the pace a little bit in this scenario. So somebody that's going to be up close with a little bit of late speed. It does look like the 7 Jokes Up does have a 1 length late speed advantage over everybody else. Plenty of speed to chase, it looks like, in this race, Terry. Again, look at all these numbers from 169 to 166, only a 3-point gap. Everybody hitting par. Another race where, all but might be the most effective way to play this one. But we don't get to do that. We got to make 4. Who are yours?
Yeah, I like the 3Z first. She won her 5 races out of the last 10 starts. She has been off for more than a year, but has several good workouts in preparation to return to the races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer, switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like Del Mar's Legacy. The one ran second versus similar in her last race. Her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage trainer and jockey. Breezero, the 5 is my third choice. Won 33% of her starts at Gulfstream Park at today's distance, and she has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Bayerny, the 2 is my long shot. She has finished in the money in 5 out of 7 starts during her career, winning 2 races, and she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I do believe this is a wide open race. I'm going to go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to use the 2, 5 with the 3, 5 and finish up with the 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, a $50 ticket.
I'm going to start with the 3, 2, Z first. As you mentioned, Terry, this guy's coming off of the bench after more than a year on the sidelines. But when you look at the workouts are about as good as a horse has ever done. So looking like it's ready to come back in top form, although sometimes I concern myself seeing really good workouts with a horse that may have left it on the training track. Stormy Mitole, the 8 horse on the outside. That one, same fractions last time at 7 furlongs as it produced at 6 furlongs, so that's faster. It's the first time this horse is making a 3rd start up in its career. That means to me that this horse is finally healthy and going to get all that speed and do so with a shorter race today, going from 6 to 7 back to 5. Breezero, the 5 horse, 3rd on my list, Terry, just like you. Another making the 3rd start for the first time in just 10 races. Again, that finally healthy angle coming into play for me. And then I'm going to go with Jokes Up, the 7 horse. 1 length late speed advantage and really a ton of speed to run down here. 5 of 6 in the money at the distance. $1 trifecta box for me. 3, 5, 7, 8 as a part of my Benny and the bets. But my pick 4 is going to go 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. With the 4 and 7, so that means one of us will perish in the second leg of this pick 4, then 1, 3, 5, and then 5, 6, and 7. Just a few minutes before race number 2, a reminder that a guaranteed tip sheet, the free track today is Louisiana Downs. There's a free track every single day. There's a link in the description. Please use that. Please remember to hit the like, the subscribe, and the follow button wherever you're watching, either on X or on YouTube. But we have other sites too. Sean does a great job of putting some good content up on Facebook, so make sure you take a look at that. When the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, we will put a replay of the show right here in the middle, along with all of our racing notes. Just click on that link right there. It'll take you to our notes, a replay of the show. In the YouTube description, we will timestamp every race so you can come back and watch it. And then while you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Come on over to our website, get the same sweatshirt I'm sporting because it's the first day of spring, but there's 3 inches of snow on the ground. You don't know when you're going to need a hoodie. Race 2 right now, Terry, they're off and running in the second spot. And as they get going, it does look like the 5 horse has cleared, made its way to the lead relatively easily. The 10 horse is your 2 to 5 favorite. Holy Lord. So, you know, with all of us taking all of these horses, Terry, you can pretty much circle the 10 horse at 2 to 5. So we both went deep on that first leg. He's going to win, and it's going to be easy. Behind the 5 horse, you have that 8 horse in third. That one right now, I got to pull that screen back up as I press the wrong button. Has found his way in front of the 5 horse. 5 horse taking that speed and giving up 24.08 seconds in the opening quarter. And then they go to the most wonderful view of all, that front view where you just see a bunch of horses running at you and you have no idea who's doing what. They're making their way down into the turn. The 10 horse continues to hold the lead, although Beaches and Pearls is saying, hey, I'm going to make you work for this W today. The 1 horse now pulling up alongside the 5 horse. The 5 horse has been asked to go. Got one on the outside, that 11, that second-time starter with a chance to get parability. He's trying to get engaged, but I don't think it's going to happen for that guy today. It's going to come down to the 11. It looks like the 10 and the 8, maybe the 5 horses, the 1 horse, and the has given up pursuit of the 5. The 5 is coming. That one might get the job done here, Terry. I think he's coming the most aggressiveness. He might get there. It's going to be between the 8 and the 5. I think Terry's 5 horse. It's going to go 5, 8, 10, and then 1. So the 5 horse, Lady River Lily, hitting the board at 14-1, Terry. Good way to start the late pick 4.
Yep.
I mean, the early pick 4. My bad. I started that way too yesterday. Hopefully you can close it out. I don't really have a best bet today. I kind of like in the next race, the 7 and the 5. Those two would probably be, because I think you're going to get reasonable prices on both. So hopefully you do. Hopefully, Terry, you can close out that pick 4 so we can make it 3 days in a row with big numbers. Race 7 is where we're going to go next, Terry. The late pick 3, perhaps. So what are the details for the lucky 7th race?
Well, it's on the all-weather track again. It's 1.70 miles, optional claiming race, $62,500 claiming price. If you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed, like the 1 horse, Tito's Calling, is in there for $62,500. The purse is $97,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won $20,000 twice, other than a maiden claim and starter, or restricted, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $62,500.
Yes, 1.70 miles on the all-weather track. That one is for stalkers and closers. Still a good, healthy number, 17%. Go wire to wire. There's a rail discount for Tito's Calling and Tyler Gaffleone. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 are fair. 8 and out a bonus. So really the only position. 2 and 3 are, the rail is the only place that's a little bit more difficult than most. Getting forward, getting good position could be useful in race number 7, Terry. And looks like 4 of them are going to duke it out when they get going.
Yeah, there are, and they're pretty close in their data numbers. And so it's anyone's guess, I think, in this race who's going to get out of their first and get that quarter pole. And then that 1 has an overlay of 3-1 to 4-1. The 2 has an overlay from 3-1 to 9-2. And the 4 has an overlay from 2-1 to 3-1. 2 and 7 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race in the past, and the rest of them all came within 5 points of doing that. So they're all maybes. And then as far as today's race, 2, 4, 7 have a pretty good chance to either equal or exceed today's speed par plus number. And then all of them have C zones, although that 4 is pretty low. And then the 5 is the best trainer, the 5 is the best jockey, and the 5 is the best trainer-jockey combination.
Yeah, the 5 is also the only class dropper in the race. Again, really no pure front runner in here. 4 and 5, they want to close. They can pilot or co-pilot, so some versatility. 2, 3, and 7 are PC types. They have some versatility too. The 1 is the only kind of locked-in type runner. That is the closer. Does have a pretty good late speed advantage over everybody else in the race. Does look like on the speed figure chart here, the 1 and the 7. So the inside and the outside, the best in terms of their average race relative to everybody else. Our top 4 total pace horses are the 7, the 1, the 2, and the 4. But there's a pretty good drop-off after the 1 and the 7. So maybe, Terry, it's the speed, or maybe it's the closer, or maybe it's something else. It's your best bet, though.
It is. And the number 5, She's Fire, my best bet for the day. She comes in from Tampa Bay to try Gulfstream Park. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Then I like 19 Amendment. She is number 2, has won 2 races out of the last 5 starts. She has the highest last speed rating, and she switches to high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez. And then the 7, Oh Darlin', is my third choice, finishing the money in 14 races out of 18 starts at Gulfstream Park, winning 5 of the races. Her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer as well. And then the 6 is my long shot, like Sparks Racing.
I don't think the 6 is in this race, Terry.
Oh, did the 6 get scratched?
I'm not 100% sure. What race is this? 7?
Yeah.
Race 7. There is no 6.
Yeah, the 6 is scratched. Sorry about that, folks. Well, then I like the 4. She's prosperous. And I don't know why I like it yet. It's just one of my first alternates. So,
All right. So let's go back in race number 7. Change that to the
4.
4. And then if you can go back and change your pick 4 for, let's see, race number 6.
Actually, my pick
You don't
4.
have a 4 in there anywhere, so it doesn't matter. All right. So we're all good to go there.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
my best. So it's my best bet of the day. I'm going to bet 20 to or win on number 5. I'm going to bet a $5 exacta key box with the 2, 4, 7, and 1. 2, 4, 7, and 1. And then I'm going to bet a $10 exacta with the 1, 2, 4, and 7.
2, 4, 7, comma 1. I know that's out of order. And then here, 2, 4, 7, and then the 1 horse. That's out of order. Anyway, I'm going to start with the 7. Oh, darling. Not because it's a best bet, Don Johnson, but I just feel like it's a good 6-1 morning line odd. Hopefully those odds can creep a little bit higher. But if you just look at the horses, in terms of its pace here, I was noticing that it's going to be in the mix at the start. It's also going to be in the mix at the end. So should be in the contention all the way around the track. It does have a race where it has hit par. I don't see any reason why that horse shouldn't be involved all the way around the track. And then in the money, 14 out of 17 races on synthetic. So a really excellent chance today, I feel like, to get a decent trip at a good price. Why not? She Prospers, the 4 horse, is my second choice in there. All or nothing on the all-weather. Ran 4 times, 2 wins. It's run 7 times on something else and absolutamente nada. Anything else. So it's either win on the all-weather or just why even bother running? 19th Amendment. Boy, that one was a mistake. Just lost all of our women watchers right now, Terry, all 4% of them. You know what the 19th Amendment was or no?
It was the vote, right?
The right for women to vote. I'm just kidding, of course. I have a wonderful daughter who I love very much, and I would always want her to have the ability to express herself politically. I just kid. Number 5, She's Fire. Yes, indeed, she has definitely been racing against better, Terry's best bet. But you know what, Terry, I'm not a big fan of horses going from the from the park circuit to New York. This horse really kind of fought it the last couple of races at Tampa. And more often than not, when they go from Tampa to Gulfstream, they even struggle more. So that's why I downgraded that one a little bit, maybe bouncing back. It has had success at Gulfstream and definitely been facing much better than it faces here today. So I'm going to do a $4 exacta key box. I'm going to go 7, a horse that should be involved from start to finish with all, and maybe dozen diamonds can win and give me like a $300 exacta at the end 4 times. I would love that, or 2 times at least.
Okay.
Late Daily Double is next up on our list, Terry. And that will begin with race number 8. Just 2 races to go for you and me the rest of this week. Been a good week. I think we had a nice pick 4 on Monday at Parks. And Tuesday, you had the $2,000 one, almost $500 yesterday. Off to a good start on your pick 4 today. But all that's left is a Daily Double starting in race 8.
That's right. It's a 7 furlong race, allowance race, $54,000 purse, and it's for state-bred fillies 3-year-olds, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races.
Yes, indeedy. And at 7 furlongs, that awkward distance, is it a sprint? Is it a route? Well, in this case, it acts just like a sprint because 31%, 5 out of 16 get to the lead, and they never relinquish it. The post positions are mostly fair, although 2 and 3 have it a little bit harder than everybody else. So give me some speed, Terry, and you're probably going to give me a horse that has a great chance to win. And once again, it looks like we'll see 3 of them that give it a go when the gates open.
That's right. The 1, 5, and 6 all show pretty similar speed numbers. So it's really anybody's guess which one of those 3 are going to get that quarter pole first. 6 has a nice overlay from 10 to 1 to 15 to 1. And 8 has an overlay from 11 to 1 to 12 to 1. None of these horses have ever exceeded or equaled the speed par number for this race, which is 86. Although there are 2 that have come within a couple of points, or at least within 5 points. And then the 1, 3, 5, 6, and 7 have a chance to equal or exceed that speed par number. All of them show C-zones, and there's several of them that are pretty nice. And then the 4 has the best jockey. The 1 has the best trainer. I believe the 4 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Mm-hmm. Only one horse dropping in class here, and that would be Violated. A couple of these, the 4 is taking a big step up in class. So is the 6 horse taking a pretty big step up in class. You see our race shape here. Most of the horses middle back. Speed is the best way to win here. So the 1, 6, and 7, they want to be on the front. Looks like the 7 might be the odd horse out in that respect. And if you're the third of 3 that want to be on the lead, the data says you can almost take those horses right off of your ticket. You see here maybe the 5 horse and the 2 or 3 horse. It's average race, a little bit better than what most can bring up on there. At least that's what the speed number says. The 3 horse, a 4-point speed figure advantage, maybe the biggest in-race advantage from that last race. According to Andrew Beyer, 3 points or more is enough to consider that horse highly on your list. It is third on our top total pace list with the 1 and 8 on top. The 7 below, that's the one I said maybe you can forget about. I don't know, Terry, if you can ever forget about a horse in horse racing, but we both think the 3 is the one that's going to get the job done here.
Yeah, I like the 3. Takes a really big drop in class today. Lost all chance in her last race, as she had lots of trouble during the race. So I'm going to throw that race out, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 5 is my second choice, finished in the money in 3 out of 5 starts during her career, winning 2 of those races. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And they added blinkers today. Grand Golden Road, the 4 is my third choice, won her last race at Gulfstream Park, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 6, Venezuelan Flower. She won her last race at Gulfstream Park, and she has a nice 4 furlong workout on March 9th. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the 3 horse 2, Violated, that 4-point speed figure edge. It is the lone class dropper in a race of 3 maybes on the ability to hit par. Everybody else with a no. And so maybe a good chance on that class drop to be the best horse in the race. The 1 horse, Just a Filly. Strong chance to be on the lead. Really good workouts getting ready for today's race. Fetty, the 5 horse, next on my list. Best race came after some rest, just like today. And another one whose workout suggests a pretty good race in here. And then the 4 horse, Grand Golden Road. Didn't mean to do that, folks. We'll just undo. It's upped its speed figure in both of its races after its debut. And if it continues to do that trend, could hit that par button as well. 50-cent try box, 1, 3, 4, and 5. And then a $5 double, the 3 horse on top of the 5, 6, and 7 for the final race. But before we do the last race, just a reminder, Foreign Friday tomorrow. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching. Of course, when the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, we will put a replay of the show, all of our rationale behind every pick right here, along with the race replay, where we will timestamp every single race in the description on YouTube. Also in that description, you'll find a link to free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Louisiana Downs. Everyday free racing picks over there. And then when you're on horseracingtoday.net, kindly hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself the HRT hoodie. Free shipping for the next 6 days, so make sure you take advantage of any savings that you can. Race 9, Terry, last race of the week for you and me. Tell them all about it for the last time in this week.
Well, we're going to return to the turf again, and it's a 1-mile race, an optional claiming race of $20,000 claiming price. And it's a purse of $54,000. It's for state-bred 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $20,000.
Yeah, 1 mile. Again, one just complete trip around the turf track at Gulfstream Park. So 1 mile grass go. It does favor horses that can stalk the lead, but 25% still get the lead all the way around the track. Strong rail for Drink and Wink. 2 and 3, they're hit hard, so be careful of those. 4 and out, they play fair, although inside's a little bit better than outside. So in race number 9, Terry, do we have any horse with a distinct advantage at the start?
Not really, as you can see there. They all have a lot of speed, although the 5 shows the most speed. The 1 has an overlay of 4 to 1 to 8-1. The 2 has an overlay of 11-1 to 15-1, and the 8 has an overlay from 3-1 to a nice 12-1. All of them have, except for the 4 and the 8, have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And then the 4 and the 8 have both are maybes that have come within 5 points of doing that in the past. All but the 4 show that they have some chance to equal or exceed the par speed number in this race. So they're par plus horses. And then all but the 5 show that they have nice C zones, especially the 3. And then the 6 has the best jockey. I believe it's the best trainer. And the 6 also has the best trainer jockey combination.
Mm-hmm. Our race shape here, much like that second race, if you go back to race number 2, if I recall, that was another L where the 5 was the lone E. And he brought home the trophy. And we talked all about how the fact that he had a 50%, didn't get the lead, but he was up close to the front and liked it. So that was an angle to bring that horse home. And indeed, that's what happened. So good on that 5 horse in race number 9. As far as the other data is concerned in the final race, let me go back to that. I apologize for jumping all over the place. You got that lone E again. Is the 8 horse going to be involved again? Maybe being there third. Does have some early pace in there, although the biggest race advantage is for the 7 horse, a 1 length edge, although speed is probably a little bit better. The 3 horse grades out as the top horse in here. Top 4, 3, 5, 7, and 6. Terry, last time this week, who's your winner?
I like the 6. Ran second versus Simmer last race as a favorite, but the high percentage winning trainer that he has won 26% of the races when he brought a beaten favorite back again. Has a high speed favorite today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 3 Reminder, he was only beaten 1 1/4 lengths versus Simmer in his last start and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Hot blooded, the 7 has won 3 out of the last 7 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. My 3rd pick, and the long shot is the 5 Awesome Crusader. He has finished in the money in 4 out of 8 starts at Gulfstream Park. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse, and a nice bullet workout, 4 furlongs on March 13th. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Yeah, I am going to go with the 7 horse, hot-blooded, the foreigner horse, hot-blooded. Check it and see. Got a fever of 103, and he also has the biggest race edge with that 1 length late speed advantage and does his best work when he comes off the bench. That's what we're going to see today. Jack Kerouac, Irad, rides an excellent opportunity to be better in the second start after a layoff and does have 2 maintenance workouts between races to keep that boy sharp. Number 5, Awesome Crusader, 10-1. You got to like those horses. Good chance to be out on that lead. And a bullet workout between races. And then finally, number 3, Reminder, though I should have probably put Into You in there. That was my next horse. That is a Tom horse, what I call by Tom on 4 and Fridays. Tom always has a horse he doesn't think is going to win, but will finish in the money. I think that's the case with Reminder and Paco Lopez. I think that's who's riding that horse. If not, well, maybe I'm wrong. No additional bets for me either. Here are our full picks for today's race, kind of mirroring yesterday a little bit. Opening leg was run by the 7 horse, I think, Terry.
Yeah, I think so.
Then the 5 horse coming home next. So just take Terry's 4th pick all the way down today, and you will be a champion of Gulfstream Park on this terrific Terry Thursday. If you like what we do here.
Well, the 3 won the first race. Sorry.
All right. So take Terry's 3rd and 4th picks all the way down, and horses that I don't have. That would be a great way to find winners today. If you feel like we do a good job, Terry, and I know that usually we do, if you hit a nice thing today, if you go here on our YouTube channel, you'll see a little bit later on, or you can go to yesterday's sheet. There's an opportunity to say thanks. Go over there and you can go say thank you to us. We'd appreciate that. Would be very nice of you. And hopefully we can hit some big winners to merit saying thank you. Terry, any final thoughts from you? Well, let me just go through our bets for the rest of the day. It's just something we've been adding in so people can see. Race number 3 coming up. I have the $5 double, straight up, cold, ice cold style, 7 and 5. Race number 4, nothing. Race number 5, a trifecta box, 2, 3, 7, 8. Race number 6, the late pick 4s for both of us, and a trifecta box as well. Race number 7, a $4 exact key box for me and Terry and his best bet. Race number 8, I have a trifecta box and a double. Seems like I spent a lot of money today, probably more than I'm allowed, but hey, I run the show. And then the 7, 6, 5, and 3. No bets for Terry and I in the last leg. All right, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before we part ways for the weekend?
Yeah, just be careful, be safe, have a great weekend coming up, and treat everybody that you meet or know the way you would like to be treated, and give some good loving out there. I'll see you Monday. Look forward to seeing Don Johnson and Jose and Tay Fun and everybody else on Monday.
Yes, indeed. I look forward to seeing everybody on Monday, but also look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow for Foreign Fridays for the Curragh. Always some big prices hitting in Ireland, and hopefully some of the residue from the lucky St. Patrick's Day will wear off on Tom and I as we make our selections. You'll want to tune in for that. But until we get back together again, be it on Monday for Parks or Foreign Fridays tomorrow, we certainly hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. Have a fantastic, terrific Terry Thursday, and close out that pick 4, Terry.